From the ocean, shining in the sun, covering the shore. When I see them, my heart tells me that I love you more than all the little pearly shells. For every grain of sand upon the beach, I got a kiss for you, but I got more left over for each star that twinkles in the blue. Pearly shells from the ocean, shining in the sun, covering the shore. When I see them, my heart tells me that I love you more than all the little pearly shells, more than all the little pearly shells.嵐も吹けば雨も降る。おあんな道よ、なぜ険しい。君を頼り私は生きる。ここに幸あり青 命の限り呼びかけるお玉の果てに待つは誰君に寄り添い明るく仰ぐここに立ち寄り白い
Konbanwa. Good evening. I want to thank Steve Kawagishi for providing us quiet music to contemplate our ancestors. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
This service is being viewed live online and also being recorded. So I will do some brief explanations before the program starts. My name is Walter Ozawa. Thank you for attending even digitally on your computers this year's Hatsubon and Bon O-Toba service. In the past, I tried to explain the significance of the O-Toba, the wooden pole that you see in front of you, that have the names of family members who have passed away. And in our recent Gyosho newsletter, Reverend Ishii explained O-Toba very well, so I will not continue to do that. This year, 2020, is a very different and confusing time for all of us due to the novel coronavirus pandemic, or COVID-19. So this year, 2020, we're limiting our Bon services to only those who are observing Hatsubon service, those who have lost loved ones in the past year. And our O-Toba service are being observed online via the internet on Waipahu Taiyoji's Facebook, and later it will be available on our Taiyoji YouTube channel. Many years ago, a UH professor friend, Dolores Foley, asked me, because my father was a minister here at Taiyoji, Walter, how do Buddhists grieve the passing of their parents and family members? After thinking about this question, I replied that while it is a sad time, we also remember and honor rather than only to grieve. We have a ritual or practice of remembering ancestors at their funerals, of course. And then after 14 days, then 49 days, then 1 year, 3 years, 13 years, 17, 23, and even 33 and 50 years, for example. For us, Waipahu Taiyoji and Reverend Ishii keeps track of these milestone years. Every year in the spring, my Chinese friends hold Qingming services at the Chinese graveyard. Some of you may be familiar with this, and those of you who watch Korean drama like we do, you have often seen how Korean families go to the graveyard or family altar to offer incense, honor their ancestors, bowing low, called jesa. These are rituals we practice to remember and to stay connected to our ancestors. Not many of us can remember the dates of our ancestors' passing. For example, I recently visited my family Oaxaca, grave at Mililani Memorial Park. My mother passed away on July 12, 2005, 15 years ago. My father died in December of 1974, 46 years ago. It is hard to remember these dates, isn't it? Thus, we attend our O-Toba services to keep our ancestors in our memories. We honor them by remembering them. Obong is not just a sad time. It is a time to reconnect with memories of our loved ones, remembering good times as well. We will shortly begin our Hatsumon service dedicated to those who have passed away since last year's Obong. And the second portion of our program will be our annual O-Toba service for all other departed loved ones. Please note that the O-Toba you requested are placed on the main altar, and the wooden O-Toba, the names of the deceased members of your families, along with words of prayer and sponsors' names, are written in kanji and in English alphabets. The significance of making O-Toba dedication goes back to the ancient practice of remembering and honoring our departed loved ones in the spirit of gratitude. With the ringing of the bell, we'll begin this evening's Mo O-Toba and Hatsumon service. If you are able, please rise for the entrance of our officiating minister. Today's service will be conducted by Reverend Yoke Ishii and assisted by Reverend Shuji Komagata from Taiyoji and Reverend Hirosato Yoshida of Soto Mission of Hawaii. Please be seated. We will now have Kuhatsu Sansu. This is the spiritual purification at the beginning of the bone service to make this place a holy site for this service. You will hear the sound of the bell, the drum, and cymbal 3 times. We'll have an invocation by Reverend Yoke Ishii. We will now begin the Hatsubon O-Toba dedication with the chanting of Dai-Shin Narani. I will call the names of the Hatsubon families. As your names are called, please come forward with your families to the central aisle to offer flowers and incense at one of the incense boxes. The O-Toba that you dedicated to your departed loved one is placed in the center of the main altar. Hatsubon Dunbar Lila for Matsuhuru Margaret Chieko. Hatsubon Ozawa Leslie for Ozawa Yukiko. We will now begin the second part of O-Toba service with the offering of incense for all other departed members of our families. As I read the names of the sponsors of the O-Toba and the names of those being remembered, Reverend Ishii will be going through the O-Toba, dedicating each one. At the end of the dedication of the O-Toba, we will have a representative from the Kyodan and the Fujikai to come forward to offer incense on behalf of all the O-Toba families. I will be reading the names of the O-Toba families, and then following that, Reverend Ishii will be going through and praying for each of the families. First O-Toba is O-Toba from Abe, Florence, for Abe Ke Senso Daidai. Then Dunbar, Laila for Matsufuru Ke Senso Daidai. Then Goya, Susan for Sasaki Ernest Tetsuo. Followed with Kawamoto Igen for Kawamoto Shige and Kawamoto Mineko. Followed by Kodama Marchi for Tabe Ke Senso Daidai, Kodama Minoru Ke Senso Daidai, Kodama Albert Toshio, followed by Kokuzo Ryosho for Kokuzo Se Kenso Daidai, followed by Matsuda Joy for Matsuda Kiyozo and Shizuko, Matsuda Nobuyoshi, followed by Morisada Henry, Morisada Rietsu, Morisada Ke Senso Daidai, followed by Nakada Eleanor for Ueda Ishinuma Ke Senso Daidai, also Tokuda Joanne and family, followed by Tokunaga Joanne for Ueda Ishinuma Ke Senso Daidai, and Nakada Eleanor and family, followed by Okamura Gordon for Okamura Sally Hatsue, Oshiro Koushi and Toku, followed by Ozawa Walter Michio for Ozawa Ke Senso Daidai, Ozawa Hanako, followed by Sakai Joyce for Sakai Gohachi Ke Senso Daidai, Sakai Fred Ke Senso Daidai, followed by Sakamoto Lillian for Sakamoto Mitsuru, Abe Kaiichi, Abe Miki, Abe Hilda, Maki Susumu, followed by Suda Dean for Matsumura Ke Senso Daidai, Suda Ke Senso Daidai, Kyohiro Shuichi, Kodani Yoshimasa Takenaka Ayako, followed by Takiguchi Nancy for Takiguchi Gary Ke Senso Daidai, followed by Watanabe Seiji F for Watanabe Ke Senso Daidai, and Yamagishi Sadako for Yamagishi Ke Senso Daidai.
2020年7月本O-Toba service dedicated to the 発本供養のため松古守れ知恵子発本供養のため聖集ナンバーライラ and family同じく発本供養のため小沢幸子世襲小沢幸太郎の安倍芸戦争大々追善母体のため世襲安倍フォーランス松古家戦争大々追善母体のため世襲アンバーライナーアンファミリー佐々木ヨネススネオ追善母体のため世襲ゴイヤスーザン川本峰子追善母体のため世襲川本映画川本茂樹追善母体のため世襲川本映画安倍芸戦争大々追善母体のため世襲五段ママイシナニク五段マノール芸戦争大々追善母体のため世襲五段マイシナニク五段マルバトシオ追善母体のため世襲五段マイシ国造芸戦争大々追善母体のため世襲国造領省特名松田地方道並びに追善六名松田静子追善母体のため世襲松田御意並びに六名松田信義追善母体のため世襲松田御意森貞芸戦争大々追善母体のため世襲森貞変に六名エイスコーラ人芸追善母体のため世襲森貞変にウェンダーシヌマ芸戦争大々追善母体のため世襲中野エレンナナーニグウェンダー芸シヌマ芸戦争大々追善母体のため世襲徳田ヨハン特名岡村初江祭水善母体のため世襲岡村ゴードン特名白徳並びに甲子芸戦争大々水善母体のため世襲岡村ゴードンの小沢家戦争大々水善母体のため世襲小沢大太郎の動員家臣名称名誉内子俗名小沢花子水善母体のため世襲小沢大太堺五八芸戦争大々水善母体のため世襲堺女医堺フレイ系戦争大々水善母体のため世襲堺女医俗名安倍美希水善母体のため無料のため世襲坂本リリアン俗名安倍ヒウンダ水善母体のため世襲坂本リリアン俗名坂本光水善母体のため世襲坂本リリアンの俗名牧進水善母体のため世襲坂本リリアンの俗名安倍海一水善母体のため世襲坂本リリアンの須田芸戦争大々水善母体のため世襲須田林道の俗名竹中綾子水善母体のため世襲須田林道の俗名小谷義政水善母体のため世襲須田林道の俗名陽広修一水善母体のため世襲須田林道の松村芸戦争大々水善母体のため世襲須田林道の滝口槍 系戦争大内追善母大がダメ青春滝口南市ファミリーの渡辺家戦争大内追善母大ダメ青春渡辺サリーの山岸家戦争大内追善母大ダメ青春山岸貞子の本年度時期をためごし三階番でどうにごす
We'll now have offering of incense by Kyodan President, the Fujinkai President. We'll now have Gata Bon, which is on page 3 of your program, the words for it. And if you would like to sing along, please rise. Please remain standing for Shomyo. Please be seated. Next will be Kohatsu Sansu, the sound of the bell, drum, and cymbal, again signifying the end of the service. It's a reassurance of physical and spiritual purification. We'll now have a greeting by Reverend Ishii.
Namu Kie Butsu, Namu Kie Ho, Namu Kie So. Good evening, everyone. I hope you are doing okay. Time is the first time we are having our own service via the internet due to COVID-19. I hope all of you are staying safe and healthy during the challenging time. In Soto-shu tradition, we call Bon service for Sejikie. Sejiki means food offering, and E means accessory. Sejikie is an important ceremony to comfort the ancestral spirits. This ceremony is performed to make offering not only to the family ancestors, but also the one's parents, relatives, and spirits. Obon in Japanese tradition is a time for family togetherness. It is time to cultivate a sense of gratitude. We should realize that we are receiving numerous indivisible protection from our surroundings, parents, family, Right now, it is still hard to get together physically with family and friends due to COVID-19. But we should know we are still connected together by our heart. Again, Obon is a time for us to cultivate a sense of gratitude toward parents, family, friends, and community. Please say arigato to your loved ones, especially during Bon seasons. Thank you very much. Please stay safe and healthy. 願わくは孤独をもってあまねく一切に及ぼし、我らと企業と皆共に仏道を上善ことを。ありがとうございました。
Thank you, Sensei. We'll now have Metta Bhavana led by Yu Ishii.
We surround all beings with love and compassion to those in suffering and sorrow, to those in doubt and ignorance, to all who are striving to attain truth, and to all who are standing close to the great change we call death. We send forth ocean of wisdom, mercy, and love.
Thank you, Devotation. We'll now have a message from our president of Waipahu Taiyoji Kyodan, Lynn Okamura.
Thank you, Walter. Minasan, konbanwa. On behalf of the Board of Directors, I welcome and thank you for being a part of our modified board services for 2020. Whether you are here as a part of a Hatsubon family or a part at home watching the broadcast, arigato gozaimasu, as it says in our Bon song. I ask you to look around and notice that aside from limiting the congregation to Hatsubon families due to the social distancing, Reverend and Mrs. Ishii, and you and Keishu have been working tirelessly to prepare the Otera for the traditional O-Toba services. So I wanted to make sure I say arigato. Our Baikako members resumed weekly practices just this month in July and will be joining us for all 4 services, as well as Will Walter, our MC, Miho Katagiri, our organist, and her daughter, Summer, will help us with readings. Steve Kawagishi playing the ukulele for us, thank you so much. And Genevieve Imai at the back table. You don't see them here, but if you notice the grounds and how beautiful the garden looks, that's due to Clyde and Dorian Sato, who are teachers, and all through summer they have been here every day working in our yard. So to all of you at Waikato, to all the helpers at the service tonight, arigato gozaimasu. I pray that we'll be able to resume more typical Otera-filled Obon services and the Bon dance next year. I'm glad that we can have the O-Toba services this year. And honestly, I'm sure gonna miss hearing Hayoy yo yo ito na ho. In the meantime, please be safe, keep a safe social distance, wear a mask, wash and sanitize your hands often. Arigatou gozaimasu.
Thank you, Lynn. And also I wanted to also recognize Mrs. Miho Katagiri, who is sitting up there, who played the organ for us, and Steve Kawagishi for singing for us. This is very unusual in that I'm looking at so many empty seats. And in past years, of course, our Obon services and O-Toba services for 4 separate services are standing room only. So tonight we're doing this only for the Hatsubon families. We'll also be doing it again tomorrow evening at 7 o'clock for another family, and then on Saturday and Sunday at 9:30 in the morning, also for our Hatsubon families. Thank you all for participating and coming this evening. I know we're talking to people who are online watching us, and of course this is also being recorded, so it will be available on the Waipahu Taiyoji YouTube channel as well. Before you leave, for those of you who are leaving, we have some simple cookies back there for you to accept as our thanks for attending. Please stay safe, maintain your social distances, and unfortunately we will not have one dance this year and all the wonderful food, but we're looking forward to it next year. So we hope to see you again next year. Please stay safe and drive home safely this evening. Thank you and good night.
Thank you, Sensei.